What's going on, everyone? Conservative Video Dipper here. If you got a dip, pack, dip, and spit with me. I'm dipping on Grizzly Long Cut Wintergreen. The dip. So if you don't got a dip, well, I already got one in for you. So pack, dip, and spit with me if you can. We're going to talk about tubs of dip versus a roll of dip. The best kind. It's a good dip. All right. First and foremost, dip tobacco is not a safe or alternative to cigarette, vape, nicotine, or any tobacco or nicotine product. If you are the under age of 21 or old or at all, we do not recommend that you dip, smoke, vape, or use any tobacco or nicotine product at any time or any way, shape, or form. But if you are the age of 21 or older, you can dip, smoke, vape, and use tobacco products at your own risk. Mileage may vary. We are not sponsored nor endorsed by any dip tobacco company or product that you may see or hear in this video. So PDS with me. Bingo. Got it. All right. Now that we got all that boring crap out of the way, let's get into it. Tub of dip versus a roll of dip. Now, some people like a roll of dip because, it keeps them honest. Maybe it's a little bit better for them. Maybe it just helps them not dip as much. But maybe people buy tubs of dip because it's a little bit cheaper than buying a roll of dip. And that is a thing too. It depends on where you get it. If you buy it off like online, it might be a little bit more spendy. So you might have to pull your credit card out and pay a little extra for that shipping. But if you go into your local convenience store and you see a tub of dip, it may be like $5, $6, $7, depending on where you are. So if you get a tub of dip, it might be a little bit cheaper. So think about it this way. Not only may it be cheaper, but you're getting more for your money. A little more bang for your buck, if you will. And no pun intended for all you buck hunters out there. I do too. I hunt bucks when it's hunting season, but not quite yet. So you will get a little bit more bang for your buck, which is okay. Now, if you want to buy a roll of dip, you're going to get 5 cans, which is a roll, or aka a log of dip. I prefer a roll because that's just me. And Grizzly doesn't make those tubs of dip. And they don't have the 6-in-1 can anymore, which I wish they do. I wish Grizzly would bring back the 6-in-1 can. But going back to tubs of dip versus roll of dip. If you are thinking about buying either a tub or a roll, also think about this too. Keep this in your mind here, people. How much do you dip? And how much dip do you go through? If you go through, let's say, a roll in a week, then probably a tub would be fine. I do actually have a disclaimer up in my video. I already said it. You missed it. Dang it. If you missed my disclaimer, please, you can roll it back and watch. I do have disclaimer, but thank you for catching that, though. I appreciate you. Cheers, by the way. So, keeping that into consideration of if you know how much you dip and you do happen to dip a lot, a tub would probably be more sufficient for you. let's say you're going to go to a bonfire or a party, or you're going to go fishing or hunting with your friends, and you got a lot of your buddies are big dippers, like they love to dip with you, right? Probably a roll wouldn't be sufficient. Maybe a tub would be a little more sufficient for you, because a tub of dip would definitely last a little bit longer. You got to think about that too. And not just the price and how much you dip, but also think about it like this way too. If right in front of you you had a roller dip and a tub of dip, which one is going to be not only the best bang for your buck, but what is it that you want? Do you want it to last a little bit longer where you can have that tub for a while and you're not going to be out? Definitely a tub. If you kind of, again, want to try to be honest with yourself and keep yourself from dipping too much, which I do have a bad habit of dipping a lot, then buy a roll or buy a single can at least. Because that will help you. When it comes to tubs of dip, also, you got to remember that a tub of dip is going to be more than a roll. So if you have a crap ton of cans, empty cans, you could put that whole tub of dip in a bunch of cans, and you could have dip for a long time, longer than a roll, which is nice. I like that. I think that's a good idea. But also remember that when you open it, it can start drying out a little bit. So you might want to go through it quickly, or try to go through it and use that tub if you can. Another good thing about tubs of dip is that when you're out of dip, you can use that tub for things. You could put stuff in it, which is nice. And you could kind of do the same thing with cans. But a tub of dip, a tub you can put more stuff in. Now, a tub of dip does come with its own dip can. You don't have to use it. You can just dip straight out of the tub. Some people do that. Some people don't do that. It depends on how you feel. Um, I know, like, some people have done that before, but I thought you had to pack your dip. Well, with tubs, you really don't have to. That's the thing, is that with tubs, it's pretty much good to go, unless you really choose to, and that's really freaking hard to pack your tub of dip unless you're really good at it. And I don't think I haven't seen very many people being able to do that. But there is a lot of good beneficials to a roller dip. Um, Rolls of dip, like I said, may be a little bit expensive, but you get five, and it helps you so you can keep track of how much or how little you're dipping. And it helps you so that you're not going too crazy with it. It keeps you on track. Like I said, keeping yourself honest. Honestly, I already know I dip way too damn much for my own good. So it's okay. When it comes to rolls, they're a little bit more easier to take with you wherever you want to go. Instead of just taking a big ass tub, you you got a roll that's already ready for you. But you also the same thing with the tub. You can just pop it up and throw it in and bob your uncle. There you go. Another good thing I like about rolls is that they're just, sometimes with rolls compared to like regular dip cans compared to tubs, the design. Normally tubs don't have a big design. They're not gonna have like what Grizzly normally does on their cans. It's just gonna be whatever it is. I know they have for tubs of dip. They have I think definitely they have wintergreen. I think they have mint. They have um, natty straight, but I don't think they have fine cut. I think the only thing that most tubs have is long cut. So keep that in mind too as well. But like I said, the can designs are some also that if you're really into like doing a can tower and you're big into building that can tower, then definitely this would be probably more better for you. If you're a collector of dip cans, like I said, the designs, because you like the designs, then definitely cans would be better for you. But they both have good things about them. One just has more than the other. And like I said, dip does tend to dry out a little bit once the air is introduced to it. So it's kind of like almost a cigar. You got to either put it in the freezer or you have to dip it quickly, which this is right now going right into the freezer, y'all, because that's where she needs to be. So make your choice, be responsible with it, and think about it. Now, I don't have problems with tubs of dip or rolls of dip. Either one I could do. But I've seen people prefer one over the other, and that's fine. That's a preference and choice. They do have stoker tubs of stokers, and I know some people, especially down here in the South, they love them stokers. They love that kind of dip, and stokers is really good dip, and I'm not going to argue with that. That is a good fine dip, but I just prefer my Grizzly. And it's good that you have that ability to have that Stoker's dip, tub of dip on hand. And it's just great to have. And especially like if, let's say, you're going to go to work and you want, to bring dip with you. Instead of bringing the tub, you could fill up a can from your tub of dip and then take it with you and then leave your tub at home in the freezer. Then that way when you come back, you got more extra dip. So that's a good thing too. That's kind of a definite bonus, at least, that you at least will be satisfied for enough. To me, on the other hand, again, I just prefer my roll. Again, that's just me. But when it comes to dipping, that's just where I'm going to be at. Prices may vary also, again, depending on where you are. If you buy them online, you are going to have to pay up a little bit more. On the shelf, you probably might not have to pay too much, like shipping and handling. You can just get it right there and then. Um, there's nothing wrong with either one of those. I know a lot of people will have their preference, so pick and choose. Do I recommend that beginner dippers buy tubs of dip? No, because if you don't like that dip and you buy the whole tub of it, it's going to be a waste. So just buy a roll if you are thinking about, trying a dip. Either buy a single can of that dip figure out if you like it, and if they do have a roll or a tub of that dip, then go ahead and go for it. But make your decision based off of what you prefer, your preference. But also try it before you go and try to buy the big can or the big tub, because you don't want to waste that money. I hate wasting money, especially on dip. So that's that. And I think, honestly, there's not really much to it. There's not much more I can say about tub versus a roll of dip. If I did forget something, y'all can comment. But there's a lot of good things, and I'm sure there's some cons to it, but I can't think of a con really. Um, Tubs of dip versus roller dip. Let me know what you guys prefer. If some of you prefer a roll, if some of you prefer a tub. I've known people that if the tub of dip is like $5, they'll buy 2 tubs of it, and they're pretty pleased. But let me know in the comments down below what you think. And as always, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Bye, y'all.